Hey y'all. So I've been, really reading this the autopsy and toxicology reports that came out for Kenneka Jenkins. Well, I've taken medical classes, so I know a lot of the terminology that's being used, and I do understand a lot of it. Um, yeah, it's been some years, so some of it I probably need some refreshing in, but I do understand, a lot of it, especially if it's broken down a little bit. Yes, I understand it a lot more. Um, but anyways, somebody actually sent me something which basically explained a lot of things. And I do want to share that with you guys because when they put these reports out, if you don't understand the terminology that's being used, it's easy to just say, oh, okay, and overlook those things. But those are key things, especially in this situation right here. And I do want to share those with y'all. So, first of all, I'm gonna read to you an email that got sent to me, and then I'm gonna go and show you guys some stuff that validates these facts. Okay. So let me go to the screenshot. Okay, here's the email. I cropped some stuff out because I did not want their information, their email, their name, or anything in this. So it says, hey, been following this case since day one. I know every angle out there, but the autopsy really stood out. I think it's on page 1 or 2 where it talks about lividity and rigor mortis. It says she has red purplish lividity on her anterior and posterior on left side of her body. Okay, now it says right here she was found face down, which makes no sense. Lividity is your blood pooling under your skin, so think whatever area is touching the ground, that's what's going to show lividity. The blood in your body drops to the lowest point with gravity. She would have had lividity on her stomach, chest, fronts of legs, and so on if she died like they said. Think about it, people, okay? The way they worded the autopsy, you would have think she died on her left side, meaning she had it on her left hip, along her side, and the left side of her legs. Lividity only happens for the first 6 hours of death, so she would not have shown any more on her stomach after 6 hours. In my opinion, she died somewhere else on her left side and was moved to the freezer sometime after the 6 hours, explaining no further lividity on the stomach, chest, and front of the legs. Lividity can only occur in two separate parts of the body. It can occur in two separate parts of the body, but only before the 6 hour mark. When you see it in two different areas of the body, it means the body was moved after death and before the 6 hours. If that makes sense. Yes, it makes sense. Now let me explain to you. Lividity can only occur when there is still a somewhat of a blood flow and the blood has not settled in one spot. Okay. Like I said, the lividity would be on the abdomen, chest, fronts of legs if she died face down and wasn't moved at all. Okay, and then right here it says the lividity in hypothermia cases is a bright pink, not a red purplish. Okay, and then right here, yes. Have you seen the video where it looks like there is a body in a bag being pushed through the kitchen? Yes, I have. The body, if in the bag, would be on his left side. Okay, and I'm going to show that to you guys in a minute. He runs into a cart, and that is exactly where the scrapes would have hit her on her right ankle. I think she was killed somewhere else. She had brain swelling, which only comes a few ways: trauma, encephalitis, and a few others. Never heard of brain swelling from hypothermia, but quite the opposite. Look up hypothermia brain swelling. They use hypothermia to reduce brain swelling in living patients with swelling of the brain. Okay, now I, which is so strange because some of this, you know, I knew that I knew something sounded odd when I was reading that autopsy. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you guys this first. Okay, the hypothermia. Okay, they do use hypothermia to reduce brain swelling, especially in people that's had cardiac arrest, heart attacks. You know, anything that's gonna cause the brain to swell. They use hypothermia. Okay, right here, hypothermia may protect the brain. Hypothermia had a suppressive effect against brain swelling, and the temperature showed a significant correlation to intracranial pressure. It reduces brain swelling. Okay. You know, it's too much in this in the Kenneka Jenkins death that has been it's a significant amount of things that they have tried to cover up just so much of, and it's just crazy. Okay, now over here, a heart attack can cause brain swelling. All right, the initial injury can cause the brain tissue to swell. It can cause it to clot or block in near the brain. The brain is unable to receive the blood and oxygen it needs to function. As a result, the brain cells start to die. Okay, now had she had a heart attack and was still alive somewhat, you know, it would have caused her brain to go down, not continuously swell. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go and show you the lividity. All right, lividity. Okay, for hypothermia, death due to intense cold, hypothermia, or the refrigeration of a recently deceased body will produce a bright pink lividity, not the red purplish color that they are talking about. Okay, you know, so there's something right there that shows something's not right. Okay, rigor mortis, if you don't know what that is, that's just the stiffening of the joints and muscles of a body a few hours after death. Okay, that just shows that, you know, they're not moving, everything's starting to get tight. Okay, now it said that she had the Wisniewski's gastric lesions, okay, and that is caused in accidental hypothermia. That's something that they could have actually put in there to go along with the fact that she supposedly died from accidental hypothermia. Because, oops, I'm sorry, let me go back over here. Okay, let me go to her autopsy report. Sorry guys, I gotta pull this up. I had to do screenshots. I'm on my email. I think this is the only way I'm gonna be able to get it to where it's clear. Okay, but right here, this is for the toxicology, okay, and all this stuff. This shows a corrected report. Why do they need to correct it? What was the correction for? You know, shouldn't have had to correct anything. Shouldn't have had to correct anything at all. Okay, now I'm going to show you right here her blood alcohol level. It said that her blood alcohol level is what? 0.112. Okay, I'm sorry, because see, on one of them it said in the news, which this is on the Chicago Tribune, is where I got this report from. Okay, but they actually stated 0.1112. Okay, which sounded strange. That sounded very high. Okay, but so hers is 0.112. 0.112. Okay, so if that's the case, okay, this is a chart right here that basically shows you how many drinks you would have to drink according to your weight to get to that level. Okay, it said that she weighed 159, so we'll just say 160. Okay, 0.112 would need to be between 5 and 6 drinks. Okay, so she would have had to drink between 5 and 6 drinks to get to a blood alcohol level of 0.112. Yet her friends claim she only had 1 cup. Okay, so like I've said before, if her friends didn't have anything to do with this or have to cover up anything, why would they lie about the amount of alcohol that she had, especially knowing that she just died? Okay, these are things that, you know, that we can't overlook, because nobody has been charged in this case. They're trying to treat it as an accidental death. But then they've tried to hide so much and cover up so much to where it's kind of hard to believe that, well, it's very hard to believe that it is accidental when they're trying to cover stuff up. If it wasn't accidental, they wouldn't need to cover anything up. Okay? So her friends say she drank only 1 cup. They don't know why she would have been so intoxicated, because she only had 1 cup. But this is a lie. This girl had between 5 and 6 drinks to get her alcohol level up so high. Okay? And for her alcohol level to be up, let me get this off of here. For her alcohol level to be up so high, okay, and for her to have 5 or 6 drinks, for someone who, you know, who supposedly does not drink and cannot handle alcohol, this right here would have been, you know, just entirely too much for them in their body to handle. You know, I just don't see how she would have walked herself that far, you know. And I mean, yes, the video shows her stumbling, but I would never believe that she was that intoxicated to have that many drinks and under the influence of this epilepsy medicine on top of the alcohol, and made it all the way down the floors, through the elevators and stairs or walkways, whatever it was she was walking through, and made it to a kitchen and found her way into a freezer and closed herself into a freezer. I just think that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. This whole thing sounds so ridiculous to me. And, you know, when I first heard the autopsy report, I mean, part of me, you know, I thought it was funny in a ridiculous sort of way. Basically because that's just one more thing they've thrown out to the public and expect everybody to just accept that and throw it out. But that, I don't think that that's going to happen, because all people are going to do is find out more things that they've messed up on through this. Now, I want to show y'all this video, okay? This is someone who's posted a video up on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna go to the their video and I'm gonna show you real quick. It does shows I guess the janitor or someone who cleans coming through with the cart, and they've got something stuffed in a bag. Okay, personally to me, you know, it doesn't really look like a trash bag. And I can't see it being a blanket of some sort, because if it was a blanket, it wouldn't need to be in a bag, and it would not be on this cleaning cart. You know, they would have it in a laundry. They would have picked the blanket up and stuck it in the laundry cart for the housekeeping to do in the morning when the morning shift comes in. I'm gonna play this for you guys real quick, and I want y'all to just see this shit, okay?
want y'all to look at this and tell me that ain't a body in that black trash bag. That's a body in that black trash bag. Because
Look at this shit.
And when he moves, it's gonna be blood on the floor. That's a body.
Hold on, y'all watch when he walks out. Look on the floor.
What he say, that's a body. Look at the blood.
Right now.
Look at the blood. That's a body. Watch he come and mop it up. Bullshit. He's lying. That is blood. He's mopping it up. He's mopping it up. No, it's not. It's a body. So don't believe what he said.
I say it's not a body.
Trust me. Watch it again.
Okay, now watch this.
Bullshit.
Pay attention to this bag and the shape
That's a
of
body.
it.
That's a body. Shut up. That's a body. Look. Watch. He's in denial. That's a body. Look at the floor. Ain't no blood right there. But when he come, boom.
Look.
Boom.
See? Okay, now look. If this is her in this bag, her head would be down here, and she would be lying on her left side. Okay? These would be her feet that are sticking off. Boom. Right into the cart. That's what would give her the contusions. A contusion is a bruise. Okay? It would give her that on her ankle. Alright? And I don't know if they said there was a cut or a scratch or something. Maybe a lesion of some sort. Okay. But this right here would be where her ankles could have possibly hit that cart if that is her in that bag. That's exactly what would have happened. Now, also, the question is, where is her other shoe? Okay. Now, I thought that she had on white shoes. That's what it looked like in the footage the whole time. It looked like she had white shoes on. Now they possibly could have been a light gray, something that looked white, like a real pale gray that looked white on the camera, okay. But where is her other shoe? How would she have walked all that way? And on this footage, when she walked into the kitchen, both of her shoes were on. Both of her shoes were on her. Well, when she supposedly walked into the freezer, both of her shoes were on. But when she walked into the but now she only has one shoe on. So how could her shoe go missing between her getting in the freezer and them finding her? If it's too much stuff. It just don't seem. It's crazy. Okay, and these people have put all this ridiculous, bogus information out and expect people to accept this bullshit that they're throwing at us. And this is ridiculous. And I just don't understand what else could possibly be inside of this bag. What could be in there? They're at a hotel. What could possibly be in this bag? It does not look like trash.
What kind of trash shaped like that?
Exactly, I was about to say the
What
same
kind
thing.
of trash is shaped like that? Look at that.
See? That's not garbage. It looks like the person is laying. It looks like somebody is in that bag, and it looks like they're laying off the cart. It hit that. If that was trash, it would have ripped the bag, possibly. Trash could have gone everywhere. It would have moved. It did not move. It was as stiff as it could be. Okay? Now listen. If this is a body, they're laying on their left side. Okay? Which would put the lividity in their body. Alright? Lividity is the pooling of blood under the skin. Okay? And it's going to show on whatever you're lying on when you die. Okay, it only occurs within 6 hours, the first 6 hours. If you are moved before that 6 hour time period, yes, it can set in other places. Okay, but only before the blood has actually set to a point to where it's not going to move, because the blood vessels and everything have been cut off. Okay, so this right here, this shows clearly this is not garbage. This is not trash. It looks just like a body in this bag being carted somewhere else. And if she was dead, she was killed before the freezer and put inside of that freezer. And they had someone stage the fact that she supposedly walked into the freezer. Only these people are lying. And I've got another video coming up where I'm gonna show y'all some real creepy shit. Okay, and it's like, wow. So I'm gonna show y'all. I will be back on here. I will be on here later. I've got to go pick my son up in a little bit, so take a little break. But in a little bit, I will be back on here. I got another video I'm about to put together for y'all and show y'all exactly how the killer could have gotten in without us seeing, or how they could have accessed maybe her to the freezer or something like that. So y'all stay tuned. Have a good day.